Hi, we're here at Hamilton Volkswagen Audi with our courtesy car, and we're going to start filming our comics and cars. I've worn the hat just to look like a cabbie. We're meeting Crystal Ferrier, who's a great comic and was involved with the Canadian Comedy Hall of Fame last year, and she's going to meet us right now. There she is.
Hey,
Hi, Crystal.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Good, Tim. Good to see you.
Are you ready to go for a little ride in our Tiguan? Or
It's
funny?
It's so beautiful. Let's do it.
Wait till you see the sunroof. You won't believe
Oh,
it.
I'm excited.
Okay, we're gonna walk over here.
Go.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
So this ought to be fun.
This is nice.
Don't forget your seatbelt.
Yep. First thing.
You know what I thought we'd do? I thought we'd go get the car washed. Have you ever been through an inside car wash?
I have.
It's kind of fun. I wonder if this is the one that goes red, white, and blue.
Ah.
It'll be something.
Well, don't forget your window, Tim. It's gonna be an interesting video.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. I'm gonna get motion sickness.
Don't you throw up on me. Don't you throw up on me.
I'm gonna try not to. It's really cool. You can see it going on the top too.
Right.
I just noticed in the picture.
Oh, this is a beautiful. Look at this sunroof.
Yeah, I know. Too bad it's not like a beautiful sunny day.
I know. Don't mind me.
We don't control that. Okay, so when did you start in comedy? How long ago?
16 years. 16 years ago. I was 24. I'm aging myself. 24 years old. And it was on a dare.
Really?
It was on a dare. And I was living in Brampton at the time. And I went to this little spot in Brampton called Cece's. It was a bar, just like a weird place.
Okay.
And I did like 3 minutes, all kind of about my mom and how she drove me crazy because she was living with me that season for the summer. And I met somebody there that was a promoter that introduced me to Kenny Robinson.
Oh.
So my second show, believe it or not, was a Kenny Robinson Nubian show in the Ajax Yuck Yucks at the time.
Okay, this is Ajax.
So the promoter, I should say, brought me to the Ajax Yuck Yucks to meet Kenny. And Kenny goes, and the plan was to put me on the Nubian show in Toronto. But he wanted me to meet Kenny, and he knew Kenny was doing the show that weekend. So I go over there, and Kenny goes, you know what, kid? I'm not going to throw you to the dogs in Toronto. Just do 10 minutes right here. And I'm like, oh, okay, right now.
Wow.
My second show.
Second show.
Yeah. And I did well, obviously, and he loved me, and he put me on to the Toronto Nubian show.
That's fantastic. So now, so you did your first show, and then when's your first headlining show?
Kenny headlined me in 2 years, I believe. Because back then, I mean, I think Kenny still does it, but he'll prep you. So he'll put you on first when you just start. And then he'll kind of push you down the line slowly every couple of months. And then his test back in the day was he'll stack you against all these headliners. So I remember all these headliners were before me, and I was right before the headliner. And then I did really well, and he said, yep, you're ready to headline. So I think that was 3 years in. Wow. I did my first headline at the Nubian show.
Now, this year we're inducting in the performer category a bunch of names. So I'm going to say them, and then I want you to tell me any memories or any thoughts you have about them, and take your time.
Okay.
This is not a skill test.
It's not a test.
It's not a test. You have to say. Okay, let's start with the first one that I think you may know.
Yeah.
I may have heard of him. His name is Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah. I may have heard of him. He's a great dude.
Now, do you remember what do you remember of him, or how early do you remember Jim?
Funny enough, my memory of Jim was not movies. It was actually his stint in Living Color.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And his characters in Living Color were so hilarious that they stuck out to me. And I still think of them sometimes. Well, that was part 1 of Crystal Ferrier's interview. Join us next time for part 2. And remember, get your tickets for this year's festival at CanadianComedyHall.com.